Boys and girls, this is the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and you're listening to Going In Raw, baby.
What's up? This is the most must-see WWE superstar of all time and his lovely, gorgeous wife, Marie. And you are going in SmackDown Live.
Hey, this is Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke watching Going In the Raw.
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
Welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to. Elimination Chamber is on the horizon. This was the go home for that. And look, this is kind of a do-nothing pay-per-view.
You got that right.
We had... Look, I thought the tag gauntlet match was a ton of fun.
There was 2/3 of a do-nothing episode of SmackDown, though.
Was it 2/3? Yeah.
Roughly.
Okay,
yeah. About an hour or 50 minutes into the episode where the gauntlet match started.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
So, yeah, for sure, about 2/3, roughly.
Yeah.
60%.
So how many points did I rack up just for that gauntlet
35
match?
points.
Holy
you
crap.
got 5 pins.
I got 5 pins?
As soon as Heavy
And those
Machinery...
only count for 7 points?
Yeah.
Oh, bummer.
As soon as
Okay.
Heavy Machinery pinned the New Day, I was like, you're getting all these points.
Yeah.
I knew it as soon as it happened. I knew it.
That was great. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, man, they're building this Otis fella up to be a big star. I honestly think this Otis Dolph match coming up at Mania, which is totally going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
That is going to be, people are going to have their eyes on it, man.
Dude, Otis had a great match against Tommaso Ciampa in NXT.
Oh, yeah, anybody can have. Yeah, and look, all these people are so talented. They can all have great matches.
Yeah.
It's whether you want to believe it or not, on the down low, Bruce Pritchard has crafted a very simple but very effective story to build around Otis and Dolph Ziggler, who everybody hates. And with Mandy Rose as the focus.
Here's the thing,
feud.
though. Here's the thing, though.
It's such a relatable thing.
It is, and I think
it's being done really well.
It's being done really well because I think the performances across the board have been really good. And Otis has been more or less, not to discount what Mandy's done, because Mandy's played her role pitch perfectly. This is mostly on Otis's back.
Yeah, sure.
And he's done a great job with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
From the backstage segments to his in-ring work to the bits at the Royal Rumble, everything for him, just in terms of his performance, acting-wise,
you know who Otis is for WWE? He's Orange Cassidy. He's the guy that, like, the crowd is just getting so behind this guy. Mm-hmm. And it's not like nobody's expecting him to get elevated to the main event scene at this point. I would love to see that. Nobody's expecting much beyond the simple story they're telling, but they're really into it because everything else feels so force-fed, and this is not that. So, yeah, I don't know. I really dig the... you're way ahead of me.
Oh, yeah, I got here about 10 minutes before you did.
So, yeah. Well, you live closer than I do. Nice.
That's twice. I'm on fire.
All right, here we go. Here's some on fire. There you get some Dikembe Mutombo. Wow. Horrible. Just horrible.
I can't even say iron unkind. You weren't even in the neighborhood.
Not even close.
So you have a doorway.
Intimidation defense.
Next to the garbage can. It's like a 1.5 feet away from garbage can. Steve threw his bottle cap through the doorway.
Intimidation defense. I was aiming for the water jug over there. Anyways,
Well, then you hit it right, like, spot on.
I did perfect.
Good job.
So, yeah, there was that. But, I mean, otherwise, come on, man.
There was a good episode of Firefly Funhouse where at least they tried to ground Bray's challenge to Cena in backstory, which is all there.
Yeah, sure.
And they had Rambling Rabbit kind of spell it out for you.
Yeah. You know what's funny is that they've actually... So, obviously, everybody was like, we were not happy with that whole Goldberg thing at Crown Royal.
Not at all.
But, like, neither this nor the Roman Goldberg feuds need the title.
No.
Like, I mean, I think keeping the title on Bray makes a lot of sense. He's a younger star. He's the future, hopefully. But, like...
Let's wait and see what happens at WrestleMania.
You could have said... I know. You could have had Cena say, hey, I'm going after my 17th.
Yeah.
That could have been maybe add some intrigue to the story. But instead he said, I'm going after my retirement.
Yeah, pretty much.
And so...
I still kind of wish they'd done the thing where Bray issues a challenge and Cena's like, nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, I don't want to deal with that.
And I was like, future, here, you have a match with somebody else that's on the roster. Nah.
Yeah.
And then it takes Bray several weeks to essentially terrorize Cena so
Yeah.
much that he's into the match.
The problem is Cena is not going to be seen until literally WrestleMania.
I know, and also it's very un-Cena-like.
You think he's going to be there for the go-home for
Yeah, he'll be there for the
Mania?
go-home.
You think so?
But it's also very un-Cena for him to face a challenge and be like, nah.
Yeah, right.
I get it. That's not Cena's character. But at the same time, given what he just said the week prior, WrestleMania needs to go on without me because this is all about the future.
Hey, John, guess what?
And it took a dude pointing at the sign for him to go, oh, forget all that. Tip of the cap to you, sir. We're on.
WrestleMania might not go on without with anybody. Given this
true.
coronavirus stuff.
Fair
South
point.
by Southwest was canceled.
Yes.
Oh my God.
I guess the possibility
TwitchCon in
exists.
Amsterdam was canceled.
Possibility exists. We could have an entire card of empty stadium matches for WrestleMania. The NBA just sent out memos to all the teams, prepare to have games with no fans there.
Yeah.
They're already doing that in Italy for
What's the
football matches.
What's the gate for WrestleMania?
Oh, usually?
Yeah.
Millions?
Well, yeah, but over 10?
No.
No, not over 10.
No.
Boy, could you imagine?
I mean, they already sold the tickets, but I guess they'd have to issue refunds, yeah.
They'd have to issue refunds, yeah. I mean, this is putting, because it's funny because, like, I'm a nerd and I love comic books. And so Emerald City Comic Con was supposed to be this weekend. Yeah. That's up in Seattle, the hotbed, ground zero of
Pretty
this
much,
stuff.
yeah.
And, I just saw on my Twitter feed artist after artist after artist saying, I'm out, I'm not going to this thing.
The Bella Twins
And then they canceled it.
The Bella Twins just backed out of Access.
Yeah, smart move. Super smart move. They shouldn't be doing that anyways when you're pregnant. Even if there is no coronavirus. Ugh, it's disgusting. Hands would be wonderful. Thanks for the sub. We're doing this live. So our recaps now, in case you guys don't know, our recaps now are live on Twitch at twitch.tv/Steven Larson. So be sure to follow us there. We're also available on the Patreon at patreon.com/Steven Larson. All sorts of great bonus content there as well. And we, in fact, got a couple new.
We try to make the best we can.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you're dealing with Southpaw.
Today, yeah, that's right. Southpaw. We did an episode of the.
How long was that episode?
13 minutes of utter misery.
Okay, yeah.
It was horrible.
That's 2K20 for you.
Yeah, it was really bad.
A couple new patrons here. Edward Bustos, Danelle Koch, JP and Taylor Chadwick. Thanks so much.
Thank you all
for your support. We definitely appreciate it. And then of course the podcasts also go up to YouTube, youtube.com/Steven Larson. Hit that sub button, notify bell, and click on all, and then you'll always get your notifications there.
Yeah, that's right.
So check that out. And I guess let's just hop right into.
If we must,
we're going to be live streaming our reactions for Elimination Chamber as well.
Yeah, we are. That'll be interesting to see how that plays out, given the Elimination Chamber matches and in terms of the points. Hopefully, I can make up some of this ground I lost with Heavy Machinery.
Okay, so speaking of which, just really quick, what's the score at right now for our draft?
I think I'm up like 20.
So I'm going to start. I'm going to do this for this week here.
We're heading down the home stretch. This whole thing culminates at Mania.
It culminates at Mania. So if you guys recall, back when they did the actual draft,
12 points. Sorry, 12 points.
We did
a 12-point advantage.
We did our own mock draft.
Correct.
I started out on fire.
Yeah.
And then your picks started bullying their way up. Now, I mean, this is really close, man.
This is how we want to have it be, though. Neck and neck, going down the wire at WrestleMania.
Absolutely.
This is how it has to happen.
For sure. So I'm going to do like a graphic of like our points and then another one of like who we have. And then I'll put it up on our Instagram. Check out our Instagram at Steven Larson.
There we go.
Let's hop right into
Thrilling
this.
stuff.
First up, show started with a Cena Wyatt recap.
Yeah, why do they have two of these? They had one open the show.
Big deal, man. Because you know what? Come on, this is John Cena. They want to remind people that John Cena's around.
But there's virtually the same thing they ran twice.
Yeah, that's okay.
It's filler.
Until people
get rid of it. Just open with the NWO. You don't need this.
Okay,
just
okay.
Well, air the recap before the Bray Firefly Funhouse.
Are you telling me, man, I'm not Bruce Pritchard?
Bruce. Listen here, Bruce.
Chat me up, Bruce.
Chat me up, Bruce.
Why are you doing that?
Why are you rolling Tide on two John Cena recaps?
I always slip into JR when I'm trying to do Conrad.
Yeah.
I really got to figure that one out. Holy shit. What is that? That's my new favorite JR quote of all time.
It's no longer by God.
No. They need a shirt that says like two bikini girls. Holy shit.
Yeah. Well, maybe they're on that already. Conrad's pretty quick about turning catchphrases into merchandise.
Old horny JR is my favorite.
So we had that, and it was just literally recap what happened a week ago. Then maybe cut like half of Cena's promo out. Otherwise, it was like what you saw last week. The show kicked off proper. Moment of bliss. First, Alexa recap most of this year's Hall of Fame class, save for the NWO. They got their own introduction. And then she calls out Asuka and Kairi saying, hey, those tag titles, they're supposed to be defended on all brands. What you think about that, huh?
I like how their potential feud with the Kabuki Warriors is relegated to one throwaway line, a half thought, if you will, during a completely unrelated segment.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, we want a match at WrestleMania. Go ahead, have at it.
They didn't go that far. They said,
Come on.
hey, you're supposed
Shoot
to defend
the
those.
J.
I'm getting it tighter, so air resistance is an
Needs to be
issue.
nice and tight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. What were you saying?
No, I was saying they didn't even get that far. They're just like, hey, friendly reminder, you're supposed to defend those all over the place.
It'd be cool if we had. Yeah, exactly.
All right, here you go.
I don't think
it went
where
in.
it went.
It went that way.
All right.
So then she introduces the NWO. Scott Hall grabs the mic first, gives the audience a good
Hey, yo, you heard it here first.
And then Nikki Cross, she starts marking out. She says, I'm a huge fan. I'm for life. Can I have a selfie? She goes, takes a picture with him.
This stuff was, and I actually really like Nikki Cross, and I love Alexa Bliss. I think they're both terrific. This was, and you knew it going into it. When you heard NWO was going to be on Moment of Bliss, you heard it here first.
Mm-hmm.
You knew it was going to be cringy because it's not natural.
No.
It's these guys are like wise asses.
I know, and like Scott Hall, as soon as he gets in there, anything remotely funny.
Yeah, because he knows it's bad.
Yeah.
That being said, Nash looks amazing.
Yeah, he's
that
jacked.
dude looks like he can throw some jackknife power bombs today. Man, cutting 10 for the win. 10 for them that's coming back tomorrow. I've been just going through endless WCW footage, and I had to rewatch Goldberg's streak being lost, to the cattle prod, which they referenced tonight, and that jackknife that he gave him, and Goldberg's still twitching.
X-Pac looked like he was still...
X-Pac looked amazing.
Like he's still, fleet of foot.
He looked great.
He looked quick.
He looked great. And that's when things picked up because, so like this awkward Moment of Bliss stuff, she's like, so Sean, what should we call you? That's the lamest line of questioning. What should we call Sean Waltman? Should we call you X-Pac? And then Nikki says, should we call you Sex?
Yeah.
And then he laughed.
He did.
Because, the Scottish accent.
It threw him off a little bit. He says, why don't you just call me Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
And then they ask Nash about ending Goldberg's streak. What advice do you have for Reigns? And he goes,
I actually talked to you. Go ahead.
he says, actually, Roman called me up and I said, you need two things. You need Scott Hall and a cattle prod.
Yeah.
He looks over at Scott Hall.
He's not lying. He's not lying. It worked. It worked.
It's pretty shocking.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Yeah, it was pretty shocking.
It was pretty shocking.
So that all kind of trailed off.
It did because they were waiting for the damn musical cue.
I know.
And then Scott all started to say something. He was like, you know the thing about Goldberg. You heard it here first. And then
Nakamura's music hits.
Yeah.
Sami Zayn, Nakamura, Cesaro all walk out. Sami says it's time to stop living in the past and talking about the future. They are the future. And the near future is all of them beating Braun at Chamber. And then Sami... because Braun is Intercontinental Champion. They're all fighting for Intercontinental Championship. Sami puts
still
over.
doesn't make it like so.
Whoever gets the pin wins the belt. I would think.
Well, that's
So Sami puts over Hall and Nash for being former Intercontinental Champions, and he turns to X-Pac, and he's like, "Well, I'm sure you know how much the Intercontinental title weighs because you carried Hall and Nash as bags."
yeah. That was a decent line. And then Nash got on the mic. And with the perfect deadpan said, hey, Seth Rogen after 2 weeks of...
He looked like Seth Rogen after 2 weeks of stomach flu. And Scott Hall's all...
yeah, but that was a pretty funny line. I'll be honest.
He goes, somebody said it.
Yeah.
Somebody said it.
I heard that. Somebody said it. I don't know who. Somebody said it.
That was great.
That was pretty funny.
So Sami threatens him, steps up, and the NWO's like, all right, sure, let's throw.
Yeah.
So we can take you down.
Man, I want to see a jackknife powerbomb. I want to see an X Factor.
I want to see a Razor's Edge.
I want to see a Bronco Buster.
Give me a
rip
razor.
my asshole.
Sami asks X-Pac if he wants to fight. X-Pac's like, yeah. And Sami says, all right, well, we don't really want to. You guys are just in it to get the rub from us because you want to be relevant like we are. They're focused on destroying Braun at Chamber. Here comes Braun.
Yeah.
Cesaro charges him. Bad idea.
Boom.
He gets tossed into the Rawgate prop on stage.
Where is he going to end up? Inside Rawgate Mutant.
Nakamura is next. He gets thrown into the barricade. Mm-hmm. So Sami is cornered in the ring between NWO and Braun, and then Sami uses Alexa Bliss as a human shield to get around by the ropes to escape. And then Braun starts throwing furniture at him.
Yeah. And then Braun tells him that all three are going to get these hands at the Chamber, and then tells the NWO that it's going to be he did this so much because he can't go high with his voice.
Sweet!
And who else couldn't go high with their voice? The man missing tonight, Hollywood Hulk Hogan, brother.
Too sweet.
He always tried so desperately to
you
go
couldn't
high
do it.
with his voice.
It's sweet.
Sweet. And then they all too sweet.
They all throw him up.
Yeah, man. That was good stuff. It was cheesy and it was cringy
cheesy.
at points, but it was fun.
Next, quick shot of Naomi and Lacey Evans, tag team partners tonight, walking backstage because they have a match against Sasha Banks and Bayley next. This match didn't even feel close. Like Sasha and Bayley dominated the whole thing. Lacey Evans was pretty much isolated the entire match.
I feel like it was just a week ago or 3 weeks ago. They were building up Lacey Evans to do something big.
I guess Sasha must have gotten cleared for ankle
For
injury.
Now, don't they learn? There's still 30 days left till
No, she's
WrestleMania.
gonna be in a recording studio the whole time doing her album.
She better be her next match better be at WrestleMania because this girl is gone all the time.
I know. So the finish saw Naomi go for a split-legged moonsault. Bayley distracts her on the apron, knocks her down. Sasha hits a backstabber off the second rope to get the win.
Yeah.
Let's get to this now because later on there's a backstage segment between Sasha and Bayley. Bayley's going on and on, talking about how I put out the glow. We made Lacey Evans a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
I'm done with them.
Yeah.
She's pretty much said, I'm done with them.
Our storylines are complete. Our programs are done.
That wrapped everything up
She
there.
said creative has no more for us and
Yes.
those people going forward.
I'm dominant. Hey, why did the Bella twins get in the Hall of Fame before we did?
Well, I have an answer for that.
I do too.
They're not active competitors anymore, and you're still active.
Correct. And then
That's why.
Bayley says, I'm dominant. I'm so dominant. I'm just going to take WrestleMania off.
Yeah.
We're just going straight into the Hall of Fame, she said. And the whole time Sasha's like,
Yeah.
you have something there.
Yeah.
Shoulder,
Title.
blue, white,
Title.
gold on jewels and stuff on there. I
Want
want
title.
that.
Want title.
Title, give it to
Title
me.
now.
And then Sasha goes, Bayley, you know what? You're my role model. And I'm going to dedicate my new album to you.
I wonder if she is actually going to do that. What's
She's gonna
Bailey's
dedicate her-
shoot name?
Pamela Martinez,
Yeah,
I think.
there you go. To Pam.
I mean, they couldn't telegraph this anymore that Sasha's going to turn on Bayley and go after that belt.
I'm cool with that if they let them even get close to
I
one
know,
of them
they did
takeover
in
matches.
Brooklyn, man.
Just let's see a little hint, a little whiff of it. A little whiff of it,
I
maybe.
want all of it, man.
Yeah,
Not just
I
a
love
little.
when they were walking off, though. Bayley says, come on, let's take the rest of the night off. You already had your match.
Hey, what else are you going to do?
You're no longer on the whiteboard.
Yeah.
Unless maybe there's some sort of post-show meeting that is mandatory.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know either. Anyways, right before that, there's a New Day interview. And they're asked if they can recreate the magic Kofi Mania.
No, Vince has given up on Kofi.
As we would see in the main
He
event.
should have just said that.
Kofi says he can't reminisce about Kofi Mania. They're focused on this year, on the Chamber. And then Big E says about the Gauntlet match, they can last like a moose in mating season, then go for hours. And hours.
Is that scientifically correct? I mean,
hours.
I'm assuming they have done their checking on that.
I believe Big E does his homework. If the Nelly reference is any indication, he does his homework
Yeah, that's
thoroughly.
a good point. That's a good point.
And then says at Chamber they're going to be 8-time tag champions.
So Moosin can bang for days and days.
Apparently.
Wow, interesting.
It's like Sting, not the wrestler, the musician.
Oh yeah, because
he's
he
into
does
the
the
tantric
tantric stuff.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right. So
yeah.
he's like 5-hour orgasms.
Remember when they used to do, was it Behind the Music?
Yeah,
that
right.
VH1 show?
Yeah.
That whole episode was about how prolific he was in the bedroom.
Yeah.
Or felt like most
I
of
feel
it.
like that's overcompensating, man.
Maybe.
Who needs that long of an orgasm? Really? There's some good TV on right now.
We could be doing it all day, or we could binge watch a show on Netflix.
Right? You still get your nut.
Yeah.
Why do you need it for 5 hours, dude? It's like a catch as catch can in 1923, dude. I don't need Gotch Hackenschmidt right now.
It's like a British rounds match. Anyway.
Oh man, speaking of these dudes, Apollo Crews and Shorty G.
Oh, God.
So do they have their own mini Hangman Matt Jackson thing going? What is the deal with Chad Gable?
He's annoying.
Get off D's nuts.
Yeah, man.
Man.
So Apollo Crews, he has a match against Sheamus. So he's backstage in gorilla position getting ready, and Shorty G rolls
And then
up
Locker Room Cancer rolls
to him.
up to
Yeah,
him.
rolls up to him and says, hey, man.
Hey man.
We might have different approaches to dealing with the Sheamus problem, but we have the same goal. So, which is like beating Sheamus. So, give me the word and I got your back. And he puts out his hand, and Apollo Crews essentially rolls his eyes at him and walks away.
Yeah. Dude,
Which is the
we had
appropriate
a
reaction.
handicap match against this guy, and we couldn't get it together. It was like epically short.
Yeah.
My goal for you is for you to fuck off at this point.
Yeah, that's the appropriate
Leave me
response.
alone.
And that was pretty much Apollo Crews' body language.
Yeah.
So we had a match against Sheamus where actually Apollo Crews had the upper hand for much of the short duration.
Yeah.
Sheamus just hit a bro kick out of the corner out of nowhere to get the win.
Yeah. He didn't have Shorty G stink on him. He might have had a chance. But bro's got to roll up to him and start getting in his business. Out of here with that.
Got in his head a little bit.
Yeah, man. God,
next.
poor Apollo. Poor Apollo.
I know.
You know? Like, you'd think that maybe he's got some other friends back there that he'd rather be hanging out with, and then this guy rolls up. That's just an awkward workplace.
I think all those really good
confrontation.
friends in WWE are on Raw. Tozawa's on
Ricochet,
Raw.
Tozawa,
Ricochet,
and then Moose,
Moose, of course, is on Impact.
Because from what we've seen on social media, those are his only friends.
Those are his best friends.
After that,
was great.
this is cool. So Drew Gulak is backstage in a really great looking
He's
suit.
like wearing a turtleneck, wasn't he?
Was he wearing a turtleneck?
thought he was wearing a
I don't know.
turtleneck.
He looked amazing.
Yeah, he looked great.
Like freaking Bruce Wayne. And then little Drake Maverick rolls up on me. He's like, "Hey, I want in on this."
Yeah, he wants to sit under Drew's learning tree.
Yeah, I want to fight Daniel Bryan. I want you to teach me. And Drew's like, "Man, I've developed 163 weaknesses, 163 moves that Daniel Bryan does that I've mined for weaknesses."
But first he tells Drake, you don't have what it takes.
He prefaces by
says,
that.
That's all.
He says, for example, move 17A, his roundhouse kick. And then
He starts
Drake
to explain
Maverick,
the hole in it.
yeah, Maverick starts looking over. And he doesn't even have the courtesy to go,
Yeah. Well, I mean, Drew just told him no.
yeah, well, still.
Just come up, it's man. Anyways, Daniel Bryan rolls in.
And he's like, okay, go ahead. Tell me about my weakness. And Drew's like,
And he's like, well, if you want to show me my weaknesses, I'm going to be in Philadelphia for Elimination Chamber. Let's throw down. Of course, Philadelphia is Drew Gulak's hometown. Since it wasn't announced before we do our predictions, who wins this match?
Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan, of course, Daniel Bryan. It'd be rad if it wasn't, but it's Daniel Bryan.
It's only one confidence point. I'm going to say Drew wins this one.
Oh, are we doing confidence points on this?
Yeah, we'll just say it's like a prop bet.
Oh, prop bet. Okay. All right,
I'm
cool.
going to say Drew wins because that way we get a rematch of Mania, and Daniel Bryan wins that one.
Yeah. Okay. Boy, that'd be something else if Drew won this one, though.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That'd be awesome.
It's in his
But no,
hometown.
I mean, just a split. Yeah, I'll say
Yeah,
Daniel
sure,
Bryan. Yeah,
sure.
sure. Yeah. Regardless, you know what? We all win because this match is going to be like whatever it is.
It's
going
going
to
to be
killer.
a banger.
I love it.
gonna be
Daniel Bryan's
great.
like, yeah, give me Drew Gulak.
I want a program with Drew for Mania. Mm-hmm. Sure, Daniel, whatever you want.
I think Drew might take Daniel Bryan by surprise, but still in a loss. Like Daniel Bryan's going to have a hard time. He's going to realize that he does have.
I think he is, but I also kind of feel like Drew, what he's going to do is find the major hole in Daniel Bryan right now, which is that he's trying to be a good guy. So Drew is going to cheat.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Well, we'll see about that. Hopefully.
Anyways, yeah. Next, Carmella and Dan. I'll probably lose that point, whatever. Carmella and Dana Brooke taking on Fire and Desire. One of these teams has been a tag team for a while. The other haven't. Guess which one won? The tag team has been a tag team for a while. So
yeah.
Fire and Desire joined by Dolph ringside, and commentary says it was Sonya that invited him to join them.
They all look great together. Like when he came out, I didn't hate him. I didn't want him to leave. I was like, oh, he kind of looks cool as like a valet of sorts for
my
them.
natural inclination with Dolph is I just want him to get out of there.
Yeah, usually me too. But like, he comes out and I know he's not going to wrestle. He's not going to talk. So I'm like, whatever. He looks great with Mandy, and then Sonya's there too. I'm all good with that. So anyways.
Another really short match.
Yeah.
Sonya's legal. Mandy tags herself in, hits. So Dana thinks Sonya's still the legal competitor in the ring, has her focus on her. I think Sonya hits for the move, and then Mandy hits with the V trigger for the win, and then Dolph gets in there. There's some conversation. He raises their hands.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Then we had basically the same Cena White recap we had to open the show. Just seems superfluous. Just have it before the Firefly Funhouse pet thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
So with this Firefly Funhouse, we open with Bray putting up new pictures in the Funhouse. They're all John Cena. Mm-hmm. Every single one's John Cena. All the ones that were in there, Kane, Foley, Balor,
all gone,
all Cena.
These are all marked up too.
Yeah. So he essentially says, Why John Cena? And the Rambling Rabbit pops up and goes on a tear saying, oh, because your loss to Cena at WrestleMania 6 years ago is what essentially sent you into a spiral that ruined you personally and professionally.
Yeah.
And it goes to a shot of Bray, and he's like, oh, okay. Effectively. He holds up his fists, says, time can either hurt or heal you. And he said, if it wasn't for Cena, the Funhouse wouldn't exist.
Yeah.
So Bray thanks John Cena and forgives him, but he says there is a catch. Cena created something else, the Fiend.
The Fiend.
And the Fiend is built on pain, fueled by vengeance. And unlike Bray, the Fiend is not so forgiving.
Yeah. Let me in. Let me in. Yeah, I thought that was really good stuff. And I am really happy that they're referencing the past. They're mining his past.
And I hope they like hammer that was like some fulcrum in Bray's career.
And yeah, I mean, here's the thing. You can also kind of then map out where they could potentially take Bray Wyatt from there if they're going to make this a priority to say, hey, because like sometimes I get the feeling that they're just like, okay, what are we going to do with Cena? Or what are we going to do with Cena? You know, Cena, what do you want to do? I want to work with Elias. It's too small. How about Bray? Well, I'll put him over. Okay, cool. We'll do that. Hey, great idea. We've got to pass. As opposed to, hey, let's map out Bray's history and build him back up using that.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the case because that's too good of an idea.
I think that's probably something they just stumbled onto.
I think they stumble upon everything. That's kind of my thing.
Or it's Bray that's saying, hey, maybe I should feud with this person next.
I would love for that to be the case because I would fully expect Bray to be mining his history. Who can I feud with? Because next year we might get the Undertaker. You know, that'd be huge.
Yeah, Bray should be the one that retires the Undertaker.
He really should be. Yeah, yeah, that year exactly.
Next, we had a Baron Corbin interview. But then the first thing he said is like, "Me and Roman, we're finished. We're done. Yay." Yes.
Yeah.
And then he's interrupted by Elias, who's playing something on his guitar. And Elias says, "You know, I just found your voice annoying, so I decided to tune it out with my jam." And then Corbin goes on, calls Elias, says, "You're just a gimmick. You're a one-trick pony. You just live in this fantasy world. It's never going to come true. Look at you. You're not a rock star."
Yeah. Oof.
You know, and then Elias just goes. Elias didn't have a comeback.
Well, no, his thing was this: everything Corbin threw at him, Elias looked at him and was like, "You're talking about yourself right now. You're a gimmick. You got the king thing.
Yeah.
Everything you say is what else did he say?
You're a one-trick pony.
You're a one-trick pony. That applies to Corbin.
World,
and he's living in a fantasy world, saying he's king.
And
so
he's Corbin walks away, and Elias just went,
"Yeah," because he's like, everything you just threw at me is you basically, and you're oblivious to it.
Yes. Next, Heavy Machinery. They're backstage.
I don't want to see that match, by the way. I
No.
do not care about it. But man, if they try to take that to Mania, Elias versus King Corbin.
Hopefully, this will be a storyline, the Battle Royal.
Ideally, yeah.
Heavy Machinery's backstage. They walk up to Mandy. Otis is like, "Hey, I'm sorry for what happened on Valentine's Day. I did get a text that said you're running late, so I explained, well, I'm late, so I'm really sorry." And Mandy says, "Too late. A woman doesn't appreciate being stood up like that."
Yeah, okay, so appreciate it on both sides, you know. Excuses, no excuses, but Otis is like, I'll try it one last time, you know. I'll just try it one last desperate try. That's okay. I'm cool with that.
I would just think just to satisfy a measure of curiosity, if such exists, maybe be like, all right, what's this text? Like, who's texting you from my phone?
Okay, but here's the thing.
That would bother me.
From her point of view, she's a very attractive lady. She probably has a very active dating life. Especially with her travel schedule, a lot of stuff going on. Guys probably just come up with all sorts of stuff all the time to excuse various forms of behavior. So I'm thinking maybe she's just like, yeah, I've heard that one before. You know, I got a text, I didn't get a text, what have you. I'm thinking, well, you know, that's a small thing. Sorry, you left me waiting. Too bad. I'm with Dolph now, anyways.
No, but she's not really with Dolph.
I mean, he was literally with her.
I know, but at Sonya's behest.
Yeah.
Sonya's the one bringing Dolph into the equation, seemingly.
Well, you know.
It's probably Sonya who's the one that texted from Mandy's phone.
Yeah, it probably is. I'm just saying, Mandy's a very busy girl. She has a lot going on. And just saying, you know, I got a text. And on top of that, like, she's probably thinking to herself, like, really put yourself in her shoes. She's looking at Otis. She's like, I don't even think this guy knows how to use a phone, like, properly, because he really comes off like a dullard, you know. So I see it from her point of view. You know, hey, sorry, dude. She's not gonna start playing Sherlock Holmes, playing mind games with guys. She probably has to deal with that crap all the time. So I see it from her point of view.
Okay. Next, Gauntlet match begins.
Oh yeah, this was fun, man.
First, it was New Day, and it was fun, and everything you said about Otis especially is true. Wish they kind of reordered things a little bit.
Think so?
I think if they had saved the New Day till later, even in defeat, the New Day could have been like, all right, not that it's necessarily analogous by any stretch of imagination, but the tear that the Heavy Machinery went on this match, they directly referenced Kofi going on his tear on the Gauntlet match prior to Elimination Chamber last year. Yeah. You could have made, if New Day was out third or fourth, and then if Heavy Machinery had won, they could have been like, all right, we see where momentum's heading.
Sure.
More of a tip of the cap in that respect.
Yeah, I can understand that. I'm imagining the reason they did it this way is because of the shock value of the New Day is a big deal. Like, who would think that Heavy Machinery is going to beat them to kick things off? And they did. You could have done that with any of the other teams, though. Miz and Morrison probably would have been a bigger shock.
Yeah, it would have been. But then again, they lose all their non-title matches, so it's kind of immaterial.
That's true, but like you get the sort of, okay, they're coming out there, and then they're immediately, like Miz and Morrison is like immediately eliminated, and it's like, what the hell? Yeah. Like, we're screwed right now.
Another thing that would have taken care of is that they front-loaded all the face teams, so the last two teams were the heel teams.
Yeah.
Like, have them, and it's kind of interesting, like, the first two matches of the Gauntlet match went really long compared to the last three.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the Usos one was, 2 minutes?
I didn't even see the finish of that. Yeah.
It was so quick.
Yeah, I was like, I looked away, and I was like, whoa, what the hell happened? They didn't even replay it.
No.
I don't think.
No, it was super quick. So, I mean, it's minor quibbles in terms of referencing broader stories, potentially.
But they really they did such a masterful job of mining Otis for that crowd. They were all in on this. I mean, the
crowd loves Otis.
Yeah, they really do. So you got to give credit where credit's due, man. I mean, a lot of it is Otis. Everybody involved in this story, including creative, has done actually a really good job with Otis. So, yeah. It was good stuff.
It was good. So, mentioned Heavy Machinery versus New Day kicked things off. There's this fun moment where it was Kofi and Tucky at first. That kind of ends in a stalemate. Big E tags in. He wants Otis.
Yeah, right.
And then they start slapping some beef. Shoulder tackles.
That was great. Yeah.
That was great.
That was really cool.
And then Otis catches them with a slam. Later on, Heavy Machinery hits some double suplexes. Then send New Day out of the ring with clotheslines. Otis drops him with double clothesline. Go to commercial, come back. Kofi's in. He gets the upper hand on Tucky. Goes for Trouble in Paradise. Tucky avoids that. Kofi turns it to a missile drop kick. Kofi kicks Tucky ringside. And then Kofi is launched by Big E out of the ring. However, Tucky catches him, drops him to belly to belly. And then Big E eats something too. Back in the ring, Big E eats the compactor for Heavy Machinery. Heavy Machinery win. They advance.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Next out, Lucha House Party versus Heavy Machinery. A lot of great stuff here. I was really surprised it lasted as long as what it did.
It lasted a really long time. It was honestly, it was a good showcase for Lucha House Party. I mean, this confirms that we're going to get the two guys that I kind of wanted to see
Hopefully.
in the thing.
Is Clay still injured? I thought I read somewhere that he was hurt.
Maybe, because we had Lince Dorado and what's his face? Grand Metalik, who's just so much fun. He seemed like he had, I don't know, something going on with him tonight because he was quick. He was a lot, like, we've sort of understood that this guy Grand Metalik might be on the top 5 list of guys that we haven't even come close to seeing what he can really do in the WWE. And he had a spring in his step tonight. So that was really cool to see.
Hopefully, I'm looking forward to some creative spots from them in the
That's going to be a lot of
match.
fun. That match is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Anyways, Otis ends up pinning Lince Dorado after his caterpillar elbow.
Oh, so Mr. Dubs here in chat on Twitch says Kalisto is hurt.
Okay. But it was, they gave it like 12, 15 minutes. Lucha House Party got plenty of offense in. Next, it was the Usos coming to take on Heavy Machinery. Didn't last very long. At one point, Jay hits a super kick on Tucky after Jimmy takes out Otis. Tucky kicks out and then like immediately rolls over into a pinning combo of his own, gets the 3 count.
Yeah.
But as soon as the New Day got lost to Heavy Machinery, I was like, okay, Heavy Machinery is pretty much running this. They're facing Rude and Ziggler in the
Their big story is Otis and Dolph now.
Yeah. Next, Heavy Machinery versus Miz and Morrison.
This was fast too.
Yeah, it was. What was that elbow that Morrison did off the top rope?
It was really cool.
Man.
Yeah, I know.
He did like a 360, but not this way.
I know.
Like this way.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I had never seen anything like that.
Dude, he's great.
That was crazy.
surprised Michael Cole didn't say, "What is that called?" like he did to the Destroyer last week.
I know, and everybody knows the
Like,
Destroyer's
dude, listen,
called.
if I know what the move name is, you should totally know what it is.
I know. So he hits that. Otis breaks up that pin. Like shortly thereafter, you could see it coming too, where Morrison is just like hanging out there, turns around, and Tucky's like just waiting. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm gonna inside cradle you, win.
Yeah.
Then afterwards, Miz and Morrison beat the heck out of Heavy Machinery. Mm-hmm. They hit a skull crushing finale, like top rope double stomp combo, and then they toss Otis through the barricade near the timekeeper area. Cut backstage. Mandy's watching. Dolph walks up to her and is like, "Why are you worried about that guy?" Otis.
Yeah.
He's like, "You want to wish me luck?" Thanks.
Oh, you want to wish me luck? All right.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
After this, we'll go to Arby's.
Dolph Ziggler is now the David Putty.
No, David Putty. Magic 8 Ball says, "I'm here to steal the show."
Veggie lasagna.
And then finally, the last match, Heavy Machinery versus Rudolph. They have the upper hand for a while until Otis comes to, and that crowd pops.
Oh, big time.
And they see him stir. You hear a rumble throughout the arena. It's like, did the Young Bucks show up in SmackDown? Because that was a rumble, you know? Like someone was coming in through the crowd.
Yeah, right.
It's like, who's here? Is this Royce Isaac and Thomas Latimer? Are they here?
Who's the third man,
Who's
brother?
the third man, brother?
Scott Steiner in the house?
So he comes to. Rude goes.
Latimer and Royce.
Rude goes down to ringside.
What a great name. Why has Tom Latimer not changed his name to like something that sounds like not like an accountant?
Well, he used to be Brahm, right?
Yeah, he used to be Bram.
Oh, I like Tom Latimer. It's very normal sounding.
Royce Isaacs is a great name.
It's a good name.
That dude has the coolest look. He looks like 1983 incarnate. He looks
he
like a Firebird, man.
We saw him wrestle Jeff Cobb here in town.
I know. It was awesome.
So Rude goes down to the ringside area to try to keep him down. Instead, Otis slams his head into the announce table. So he slowly gets back to his corner. Tucky's trying to get the tag. Instead, Dolph hits a neck breaker, gets a 2. Eventually, Tucky lays out Dolph long enough to go to Otis, gets the tag. Dolph tags in Bob Roode. Otis is taking it to him. And then he blasts Dolph off the apron. No-sells some shots from Bob. Drops him with the overhead slam. Rude turns the tables briefly, so he's in his own corner. Dolph tags himself in. Otis doesn't see it. So Otis goes back, hits a clothesline on Rude, and in the process knocks Dolph off the apron again. Otis is going for the caterpillar on Rude. Dolph runs back in. He's a super kick on Otis to pick up the win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So, man.
Otis is getting that. He's getting that win at Mania.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be good stuff. Is there any way I can, like, swap? Well, we'll see. We'll see about that. I was going to say, do you think this is going to be a singles match or a tag match?
I think it's going to be a singles
match. It's got to be a singles match, right? I got to swap out my tag. I got to get Otis into a singles situation because if a tag guy, if I have a tag team and the dude is in a singles match.
Yeah, he gets the full. He gets
the full
points.
I
mean, it's a massive pain in the butt to divide everything into half points and stuff like that.
Fair enough. You heard it here
Maybe
first.
it shouldn't be that way, but that's the way I've been doing it.
You heard
so
it
I'll
here
just be
first.
consistent throughout.
All right, sounds good.
Let's do questions, yeah?
Yeah, let's do that.
Alex Foster, in kayfabe, should producers be pissed about someone hacking the show? So we got more Mustafa Ali Circle of Lights thing.
Yeah.
One during the actual show, and once, I believe, when Mandy was backstage with Dolph, it flashed on the TV she was watching.
Yeah, eagle eyes.
Yeah, I'd be like, what the heck is that? Who hit that button in the truck to run that piece of the video?
Mm-hmm.
Why did you do that?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't tell you to do that.
Yeah. You got to track that stuff down like ages ago.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that's probably like a computer crime of some sort in terms of the legalities of it. Like
hacking, stuff like
that. Stuff like that. Yeah, probably.
But if it's Ali and he's a vigilante, then he's doing it for the greater good.
Yeah. I mean, if one of those superstars is doing that as like a shoot, I mean,
that's a conversation with HR that needs to be
right.
Go ahead.
Alex Housen, how long would you guys last if Drew Gulak taught you how to beat Daniel Bryan?
I'd be gassed instantly, man.
Yeah, I would, I'd come out on fire, and that would last about a second and a half, and then I'd be done.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure Daniel Bryan would actually need to even execute a move.
To really anything.
Yeah.
You can put me in a headlock, I'd tap out. Chris Rampersad, I just watched the opening of SmackDown. Now I turned it off and I'm lighting a blunt.
Oh, wow.
What was the point of this segment? Why are they being so lazy at bringing back Legends? Well, the Legends pop ratings. Sadly, that's the case.
Yeah, man.
And they tried to give Braun some NWO rub.
Yeah, well, he got the too sweet.
Yeah.
He should start. They should start a new NWO, man. Yeah, they have all this great. They have all this great like IP. Like freaking, just start a new Four Horsemen. Start a new NWO.
No.
Start a new DX.
Hey,
it's the thing. Disney does it. Everybody does it.
be new.
Yeah. Well, they can't. So just be old.
They could. If
No, they
got
can't.
They
can't.
could.
They do not. They do not possess the quality.
I'm saying they.
As long as Vince is around, they can. It is impossible.
You were just talking about how you could see Otis being a main eventer earlier this show. That's building up a character.
In my heart.
That's building up personality.
Yeah.
They can.
How
They
crazy.
just don't.
Hey, you know what's insane though? So I sent Larson this video. I stumbled across just a little tiny shoot segment interview thing.
Oh yeah, with Jake Roberts. Yeah.
With Jake Roberts, and he was talking about how he was supposed to have a big feud with Hulk Hogan, and they did in 2 different locations. They did a segment with him. It was the Snake Pit thing,
Where he learned day of that he was doing it.
then he learned to have that he was
So
doing it.
apparently
Nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed in
right?
30 plus years.
And he drops Hogan with a DDT. And he goes backstage, and Vince is like, just wait here.
They're going to start chanting for Hogan.
They're going to start chanting for Hogan. He says, just wait a second. And he's like, this is going to be your big payday. And Jake's like, this is money. This is so much money. Like, those guys used to make money hand over fist, you know?
Yeah, so he said he was waiting 10 seconds, 20
Yeah.
seconds, nothing. And then suddenly you hear DDT. And this is the best part. Vince just looks at him and says, it's not going to happen. Just matter-of-factly like that.
Yeah, sorry. We got you over, and that's not what we want to do. We want them to be chanting Hogan. We want Hogan to be over. So any potential, like, it's insane.
It is.
It's insane. Can you imagine? And going back that far, could you imagine just the scale of this thing? I mean, we all can. I was watching an interview. There was an interview segment that was making the rounds on Twitter. Mick Foley was talking about Drew McIntyre.
Oh, yeah.
And he said that he felt that 3MB was his ceiling. He was like, this is as far as I see this guy going. He liked 3MB. He said he had a 3MB shirt. Foley did.
Yeah.
He found it very amusing. He said that's as far as he can go. Literally, I remember this. Literally, like 2 or 3 days after he was released from WWE, he goes to ICW.
Yeah.
Cuts that insane promo.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
And Foley gets it exactly right. He says, somebody sent it to him and he said, it was as if it was a different human being.
Well, he said he texted Triple H and said, I know he just left, but you need to keep track of this guy.
Right. And Drew has confirmed that he's always been in constant contact with Triple H. And it's absolutely true. The scale of misuse in the WWE going back decades.
Oh, it spans decades.
Decades. Is got to be astronomical.
So imagine if someone was...
They had Luke Gallows as Festus, man. Get out of here with that. Eugene can now, Nick Dinsmore can never be anything but Eugene because somebody decided that was a good idea. The level
Just imagine
is insane.
If that segment went down with Jake and Hogan and that same response happened that Jake got, someone that was like, oh, people really like this.
Yeah.
Jake dropped people to DDT. Let's do something with this.
Yeah, right.
Let's ride this train.
Yeah.
Instead of looking at Jake and saying, it's not going to happen. Maybe a light bulb should go off in your head, Vince. Think, okay,
Maybe you can make a ton of money off Jake Roberts.
just not in the just not by feeding him the Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
I know.
Right.
It's irritating.
Oh, it's insane. It's so crazy.
Thomas Dunnigan. Vince loves to bring in legends to try and pop ratings, but he's done a terrible job of building new stars. Who do you think will be the last batch of wrestlers right now that can still pop ratings in the future as legends? He says, I can only think of Cena, Roman, and maybe Orton. Now, I think Cena and Orton are probably 10 years from now. Those are probably the only two gimmies. More so Cena than Orton.
What are we talking about? I'm sorry.
So, we have the part-timers now that they can bring into pop ratings. 10 years from now, let's say, who on the roster now could fill that role? The part-timers they can bring into pop ratings. Brock.
Okay, so who do you assume
Cena.
is going to be actually retired 10 years from now?
Because Cena more or less is retired.
Okay, yeah. They'll be able to bring in Cena, sure.
Orton still might be wrestling in 10 years for all I know. But let's assume he's not.
Yeah, Orton's one, sure.
And then Brock.
For sure, Brock.
And that's it. But Brock's more or less a part-timer now.
Okay, so that's a good point. What part-timers do we have right now that they're bringing in? They bring in Goldberg.
Brock, if you will, Taker.
Brock's around a lot.
He has been a lot this year. This thing is shitting on me.
Taker for sure.
Cena.
And Goldberg these days. Cena. Like, who do they rely on, you know? I mean, they will bring out Hogan every once in a while.
That's in terms of wrestling capacity, those three guys. But yeah, Hogan, we saw NWO, Stone Cold, who's going to be on Monday. Oh, Edge.
Yeah, okay.
He's around for the next 3 years probably.
Edge is a little bit different, though, because, like, he did get retired early.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Nonetheless.
Yeah.
Dang,
MQ says The Rock, but that is so few and far between.
Yeah.
And he doesn't wrestle.
Doesn't happen very often.
So, like, in terms of when people say they're relying too much on nostalgia, I mean, Goldberg is the most blatant example recently of, like, a guy that is just, he can't go, but they wheel him out.
Yeah.
Him, Taker, Cena, they rely on.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, man. I think a lot of people are going to have, number one, like, the wrestlers these days. I mean, my thing is this, like, once Goldberg literally can't anymore, wrestlers, WWE's going to be forced. They're going to be in a position where they're forced. Wrestlers these days take such good care of themselves. Like Seth Rollins, that man is not going to age. He's not going to age. 10 years from now, when he's, what is he, like 35 now?
He's not even that. I think he's 32.
Jesus Christ.
He's 42, yeah.
When he's 42,
he'll be AJ Styles' age.
He's going to look the exact same.
He might have a little less hair.
He'll have like tons more experience, so his psychology is going to be off the charts.
Yeah.
He's still going to be wrestling at a very high level.
Yeah.
The roster is going to be chock full of AJ Styles. Mm-hmm. And so they're going to have to be building those people. What else? I mean, honestly, what else are they going to? I mean, the company could collapse.
That's when they signed the Young Bucks for a short run.
You know, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's when Tanahashi comes in.
That's the thing. They're not going to have. They are literally not going to have anybody.
I've been saying that for years, man. Like 2 years ago, I've been saying, like, you bring in all these part-timers to pop ratings while not investing in your current roster. In 10 years' time, what's going to happen when the part-timers now can't do it anymore?
Yeah,
what are you going to do to pop ratings? You have to invest.
It's going to be sink or swim. It's going to be sink. They're not going to have. Dude, in 1997, they literally did not have a choice. Mm-hmm. Like, what were they going to do? They tried to bring out Bob Backlund in 94 or whatever.
They let Sid go. That was a problem. They let Sid go.
I think Sid just went where Sid wanted to go. Right? Like, wasn't he just completely free of contractual obligations?
No, he signed contracts.
For how long? Like 3 weeks?
Well, I mean, he always
a 10-day contract.
I don't think that exists. That's just in the NBA.
97, he was in WWF. 98, he was in WCW. Or maybe it was 99.
He was 99, I believe, because he's a Millennium Man when he showed up in WCW. Remember that?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Sid's he's an interesting character.
He's a very interesting character.
Do Work Son 86. WWE wanted to book the rest of the Otis and Mandy Rose storyline. What would be the outcome? Otis wins at Mania, and he doesn't, like, he and Mandy don't, like, become a couple, but it's one of those things where it's like, okay, you know, you're a good dude.
Well, he gets a new lady.
Okay.
Maybe two. And then post-Mania, she's going after him. But Otis is like, I've learned tips on how to play a game, on how to have my game on. And so then you flip the script. So she's like all over him. And she's like, maybe he likes, you know, he's a chunkier dude. Maybe he likes chunky girls. So she starts like eating a lot. Okay. How about this? They do the Mean Girl. Have you actually seen Mean Girls?
The movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. What was the thing that they were feeding the main bad guy?
Rachel McAdams?
Yeah. And she thought it was like dietary stuff.
Yeah.
But it was actually like nothing but carbs.
Yeah.
So it just made her bloated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sonya Deville if Sonya Deville continues to be the mastermind, she starts feeding her that stuff.
That'd be funny. Speaking of which, Rich has a question. So when will it be revealed that Sonya got on Mandy's phone to mess with the Valentine's date? Will it lead to a feud between Fire and Desire? Probably.
Probably.
Carlos Villalba, you guys noticed that they were playing Sheamus's old theme song when he came back from commercial.
Whoa, shut up. No, are you serious?
I only noticed they were playing his more recent theme when he made his entrance, and I kind of stopped paying attention because I don't care about Sheamus.
Yeah, right. You know what? I legitimately, like, oh, shoot. I was sitting, this is how weird I can be. I was sitting there looking at Sheamus, and I'm like, man, he's really trimmed out. So the other day, like I got lost on a Reddit thread that was all about why did Kurt Angle look like a Kurt Angle impersonator for a period in like 2011, 2010, right? Because, well, two things. Number one, he was on an ungodly amount of painkillers, per Angle. But also, people were saying, well, he was also trying to shed a lot of weight because remember that period of time he was going to he was talking to Bellator? Yeah. And like he was maybe trying to get into the Olympics or something. Yeah. So he literally looked like a different human being. So I was looking at Sheamus and I was like, man, he's really trimmed down. And then for some reason in my head, I was like, man, what would I look like with a body like that? And then I put my head on his body in my mind, and I was like, man, that'd be weird if I just became a pro wrestler. I was like super jacked.
Super jacked, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool, but it'd be weird. I mean, I'm like 41. I can't do that now, right?
Sure you could.
You think I can?
Yeah.
Wheel out this old timer?
You eat really well. You work out a ton. Yeah, you could do it.
All right, maybe I will. Maybe I'll try that.
That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah? You gonna be a wrestler, dude?
No, I was trying to get jacked, though.
Yeah, okay.
It's a slow process.
All right.
I don't put muscle on quickly.
Maybe by the time I'm 45, I'm going to have Sheamus body.
Maybe I need to eat.
Can I have Perk Angle body by the time I'm 45?
Well, you're willing to take that level of painkillers.
Yes.
I don't think
because who wants pain? I don't want pain. Get rid of the pain.
Dog Authority figure. What's the logic in having a gauntlet match determine the last entry in the chamber? Isn't the chamber already basically a gauntlet match? Would it have been better to do a 12-man tag match or a battle royal? I mean, it's kind of like a preview for Elimination Chamber. Just you don't get the cage and the additional brutality of, like the ringside area where it's all just like concrete steel. Sorry.
I'll totally talk about the logic of a gauntlet match, though. You're fighting for a prize, right?
You are, and it's like
shouldn't it be
essentially a table read for Chamber?
Here's the thing, though. For any gauntlet match, shouldn't the spoils go to the team or person in the match that has the most match wins? As opposed to who is...
I think it should be the team that is in the match the longest.
Okay, but you could... Okay, no, that's fine. Okay, but then you end up with like a shot. There's no shot clock, dude. So, like, who can dispatch the most opponents? The point of a match is to win a match.
Yeah.
Right?
But the point of the gauntlet match is to survive. And in theory, that means you're in there defeating teams, so you're there the longest,
That's totally fine. Even if you take your point of view...
Yeah.
Why is it like the suckers who get in luck? Why do they luck out with the last pick?
I know.
Why do they get that?
It's the luck of the draw, I know.
Right?
It should be gauntlet matches should be round robin.
Shouldn't there be
or everybody
some sort of qualifier?
Everybody should be in the match at the same time.
Well, that's just a battle royal.
No. But it's pin submission.
Oh, okay. Well, that's just Ray to Reyes.
Kind of. No, yeah, kind of.
Ray to Reyes is pin, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but it's more gauntlet match than battle royal. It's more like Aztec warfare. Because there's like a certain number of people that come in at first, and then someone's eliminated, and someone else comes in.
And then they have like teams of 5 coming in at the same time?
No, that's the...
what am I thinking of?
That's AEW's Battle Royals.
Oh, yeah. That's right. The buy-in.
Adrian C., anyone else tired of champions losing their titles and not referencing it? First Kofi and now Bray. Oh, Bray referenced it on Twitter. Is this going to be the SmackDown way? It makes no sense. He says he swore, but I didn't read it. Swearing because I'm drinking just like y'all are. Yeah, it's frustrating when Bray doesn't reference it on WWE TV. He should.
What's way more frustrating than Bray is the Kofi thing.
Yeah.
Look, I understand that Twitter is just a thing and word gets around, and it shouldn't be like that. They should reference the stuff on TV. I've levied the same criticism at AEW when they expect us to know stuff, and they've gotten really good at us not having to watch anything else.
Yep, they've learned from it.
They have learned from it.
They've gotten better. WWE, not so much.
Not so much. The thing that bugs me way more is the Kofi thing, because like he didn't even demand a rematch. He didn't seem upset. Nothing like that.
Well, he seemed kind of like simmering for a couple weeks, and then it kind of just went away when he won the tag titles.
Yeah. Well, anyways.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping that would boil over him. I feel like that was the thing that he just started doing, and then it got to the point where it's like, well, this isn't going anywhere, so why bother?
Yeah, I imagine a lot of people feel that way, including Jake the Snake. Well, there you go.
Basically anybody who ever was in a position probably, I don't know, post-1989 with Hogan.
Pretty much, yeah. Took me 20 years to get clean, to get right.
I'm not here to take the whole pie. Just to take your share.
That was so good.
Wise man once told me, never turn your back. I don't know, I'm Spock inside the dilithium crystal chamber.
It's kind of the same thing, man. Jake talks like he's irradiated.
I know.
With dilithium radiation.
I have been, and always will be,
the snake.
Your friend.
Spock! You can't go in there, sir. He's dead already.
The ship. Safe.
Yes.
Odos.
All right, that's it. That's it for us. Hey, man, let's try to get this up to like 300 likes.
Sure.
Because I'm saying at the end of the show, I just want 300 damn likes for this show.
All 300 you get to the end of the show. Give it a like, please.
Exactly. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We definitely appreciate it. Till next time. Hey, new 10 for the Win's coming up tomorrow. And then join us for Elimination Chamber. We'll be doing our live reactions there.
That's right.
Thanks for watching. Until next time, we'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.